Episode 3. There we go. That's my intro. That's it. That's all.
It's been 3 episodes already.
That's all you get. Yeah.
You
It has.
think at this point we'd have figured something out by now?
No. Not allowed. Nothing. What do you mean figure something out? This is the greatest podcast on all of the internet, right?
That's true.
Just objectively true. Oh, I'm gonna link it in your Discord too. That's probably a smart idea.
I already linked it.
Oh. There you go. Yeah, 3 weeks. Doesn't feel like 3 weeks.
No. Feels shorter, to be honest.
Feels shorter? Really?
My perception of time is fucked, though, so don't trust me.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I guess it felt really long to me, because when I work 4 days in a row for all the 8-hour shifts, it's obnoxious, because then I still work later this week.
Aw.
Blech.
So, let's just dive right in.
for
Apart
it.
from working 4 days in a row.
Go for
Well,
it.
you said you were going to take streaming like super seriously, like recently on Twitter, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was really cool. I haven't been able to catch one of your streams, so I've been going to bed at like 9:30 p.m. But that's not the point.
Yeah. I was the fact that I'm streaming, because I work most of my days are 8 to 5, so I'll get home at like 5 and be ready to actually do anything by 6. And on days like that, there were a lot of days where I just get like ready at 6:30 and be like, stream for 2 hours, or stream for like 3 hours, something like that, and then I just wouldn't do it. But now I'm like forcing myself to stream on all those days just to be sure. And the only reason I didn't stream on other days was because I worked like 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 12 to 9, and when I get home at 8:30 and my parents go to bed at like 9:30, it's like, well, okay, cool. There's not a whole lot I can do those days, but
That's understandable, right?
yeah. Oh yeah. I would stream until like midnight every day if I could, but doesn't work that way. Does not work that way.
I want to, but I'm such a bad streamer. I'll be streaming for like, I'll be streaming. I'll be like, it's been so fucking long. I want to go do something. You know what? How long have I been up? 4 minutes.
Yeah, no, I've felt that where it's like, man, I've been streaming for a while. What time is it? And I look at like how long I've been streaming, and I'm like, hour and a half. What the fuck? That happens quite a bit.
Then we're giving away this content for free.
Yeah, exactly. But if I could just stream, if that was the only thing I was doing, I'd be streaming from like 4 p.m. my time to like midnight or like 1 a.m. and then just go to bed and wake up late. I would just, because I like nighttime a lot more, actually. I really like it when it's dark outside. It's really cool. And I get a little kookier at night, so I think that makes for better content, but big fan of nighttime. Big fan. Huge fan of nighttime.
I'm gonna ask a real controversial question.
Oh,
You played anything but Apex?
Yeah, I played like an hour of Overwatch because I hate myself. I haven't played Overwatch in like 2 weeks. And then I opened it up.
Are you off on Overwatch yet?
What?
Are you off on Overwatch yet? Are you done? Or are you...
I'm really getting there. I mean, I'll play it occasionally because I know a lot of people that still play it, and I like watching it. I like watching the Overwatch League, but actually playing it just tilts me to no end because I don't know, it's kind of AIDS to play the game, honestly. It's not that good of a game anymore. I mean, it's a good game, but they're not switching things up quick enough because they want to add a lot of content, which is great, but I'd rather get balance patches that make it actually enjoyable and not just like, here's a new hero that's busted and will be busted until we fix it a month from now.
Yeah, like every single patch is just like, who's busted now?
Yeah,
in the short amount of time I played it, like,
they're balanced.
I enjoyed it at first.
I don't like their balance team. I think I like the content. Most of the new heroes they've added are fun, except for Brigitte. But other than her, it's been pretty solid.
What, you mean Bridget?
Bridget, yeah, Brigitte. Oh man, she's no fun. She's no fun. And also instant. That's an issue. Okay, instant healing in any video game is really fucking stupid, especially like a team-oriented one like that. Because team-oriented, honestly, it kind of reads to me like you damage the enemy and then like your teammate finishes them off. You know how teamwork works. But Brigitte's the one character in the whole game that she clicks on somebody and they instantly gain 100 health. Oop, that's Twitter. I need to post that.
That's a very good point. I hadn't. With Brigitte's like healing as she attacks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Is that instantaneous? Is that not like a
No,
reverse
that's over
dot?
time. That'll be like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. But when she
No,
does her
no, no,
little
but
throw out, it's like 100 instantly.
wow. Like the only comparison I have for that is basically Soraka in League. But even then, like she has to spend her own health, and there's like a projectile that's pretty slow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you can
That is
see
not
it.
the case.
There is also far more counterplay to healing in League than there is in
Oh, yeah.
Overwatch.
Yeah, no, this is like every 5 seconds she just throws her arm out and then heals a teammate for like 120. And so then like I've seen and even if the person you're throwing it at is full health, it gives them shields. So it gives them more health.
Yeah.
So like you're fighting a widow and then you're about to headshot her, then she just gets instant healed by the Brigitte, and then you headshot her and she doesn't die, and then you die. And it's like, okay, cool. She takes out like skill and teamwork and just insta heals people. Let's say your Genji and your Winston dive on the Zenyatta really well. He's about to die. Oh, now he has shields, and then the whole team jumps on you and you two die instead. It's like,
So what I'm learning is no one should ever play Overwatch, right?
oh yeah, absolutely. I like the high tier competitive scene, even though it's still a lot of goats, because there's at least like people are so good that even if they're a god tier widow and they just pick supports all of a sudden, they just kill all the supports. At least then crazy shit can happen. But on ladder, it's like, okay, this is a moment that's a meme that happens more than you'd like it to happen. Is you're on offense and your team is like, maybe let's try something different. And so then you go like 3 DPS, like 2 healers and a tank, but then you're like a special dive comp, and you're like, this could really work. You lose the first fight, go goats, and then you just go goats. And goats is 3 support, 3 tank, nobody dies. They walk into your team, and then you die. Ugh. Goats takes minimal skill and gives maximum reward, and it's fucking garbage.
So, aside from getting angry at Overwatch and Apex, did you stream anything else?
I'm gonna stream.
Because pretty much every time I've seen you go live, I've seen Apex.
Speaking of,
You jumping on that bandwagon?
I will play more Apex, but there's another game that I wanted to play again, and I want to get the world record in. Okay, and that's High Hell. High Hell. I'm third place. I have the third best time in High Hell, and I want to get first. And that game is entertaining,
fancy.
so I'm gonna speedrun that again.
Alright, so you've had
probably starting tomorrow.
I'll look forward to it.
Yeah, it's my best time, third place, is like 6 minutes 11 seconds, so it's really fucking fast. And it's just an arcadey first person shooter where you run around levels and kill everybody and achieve one little thing. And it's really fast. Not as aim intensive as you'd think, because it's not like reacting, it's just knowing where things are going to be, so you just have to aim there. So I can actually do it, because my aim is garbage, but speedrun's super fun, super flashy, really fast. And the final boss is a massive pushover. It's great. Streets 112. You've seen that video, right?
What? No. What?
Streets 112?
Yes.
I got a fucking 112, baby.
Yep,
Let's
yep.
go. I'm pretty sure the world record's like a 111 now.
Ah, well.
It's sad.
So.
It's sad.
Oh yeah, it brings like. I'm sorry.
Brings a tear to my eye.
Sorry, this is beautiful. So I was looking back at my last week of streams. I was wondering what. Let's give myself a quick refresher. What did I play? Because I remember playing a lot of Billions. I played more Billions than normal this week, and I still haven't beaten Billions. But
toxic. Garbage.
Yeah, I'm just toxic. I'm just toxic at that game, man. I'm there, flaming zombies. We played some For Honor. I'm a little down on the For Honor train right now. I'm not done with the game or anything like that. It's just haven't streamed it. Been playing it a lot more off stream.
I'm assuming there's not as like you've kind of finished the content for the most part.
Yeah. But mainly we did our normal D&D streams. Main stream that we did, the one that I thought was real spicy, was we streamed some Tetris Royale.
Oh yeah, how is that? I haven't actually played that.
It's real. Like, in all honesty, I really like Tetris. Like, I have Tetris on my phone and play it whenever I have like five minutes spare. I'm playing Tetris.
Damn.
So
I've played
Tetris
minimal
on the
Tetris.
Switch I was always gonna play it, but I think it's real fun.
Does the battle royale aspect actually add anything to it, or is it just kind of a meme?
So the way it works is if you so whenever you complete a line, you send it to another player, and they get a line added that's grey with one block out of it, and then they can get rid of it in the future. But I
Kind of a
thought that was I
pain.
think that's really cool. So it's like so if you get rid of like 7 lines at once, you can just send those 7 lines all at once to another guy and just bump his rows up by 7.
Is it a random guy that it sends to?
You can choose. The way it works is with the left stick, you designate one of the other players, because you can see everyone's, like, you don't just see other players, you actually see their Tetrises, I guess is
Oh,
what they would be
shit.
called. So you can see who's on, like, so if you see someone's like 3 away from losing, you can just be like, yeah, 4 rows, bump, go to him.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. I love it.
One thing I found that's really fun, and what is probably incredibly toxic, is what a lot of people do is they like try and distribute rows out at the start, so because there's an option to give every row you give to people attacking you, because it's called attacking. And the way that works is whenever you complete a row, you give that row to both players. So if there's 2 people, or if like 6 people attacking you, for every row you're giving 6 out.
Damn.
So a lot of people tend to sit on and give it to attackers.
But I feel like focusing on one person is just a big meme.
Legitimately, all I've been doing for like the first 2 levels is just being like, I don't know, before everyone's even loaded in, that fucker. And just being like,
that
blind,
fucking guy.
blind, and give him like 7 lines in the first 10 seconds.
That fucking guy over there. I see you in the corner.
I'm sorry.
You're dead. You're dead.
And like, you can see him in the corner of the screen. It's going up and up and up. And you're just there like, I know you're not having fun.
That's so toxic.
It's there like, I'm gonna get the perfect Tetris, and they're setting it all up, and then it's just bomb and they lose.
Oh my god. That's so
you
mean.
You get like a 20-second warning before the line comes in, but all that really does is stress you out.
Interesting.
Either way, it's free to play, so try it out.
That's it. Also with the title, I refreshed it, so you might have to just refresh your page. I don't know. I don't know. My stream week hasn't been super eventful. Nothing too crazy going on. So we're there. Okay. What do we want to move in after this? Do you want to move into random media? Random current shit? Games, Twitch?
I want to talk about a series of games I've been playing off stream.
Oh?
Because it's not many. But at least you had a stream week. Oh.
Damn.
So first of all, yesterday, I finally got round to doing the unthinkable and installing RuneScape Old School.
Oh?
And my god, like, it was like a hit of nostalgia, followed by my brain immediately going into like just immediately going back into like what I know, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to Varrock, I'm gonna mine 400 copper from this one vein, go bank it, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again.
Is it bad that I never played RuneScape?
Honestly, it's not good. But if you
look.
like just doing the same thing over and over again,
I don't think I do.
Like,
I don't think I do.
The best way to describe it is it's the actual generic gameplay is just the most complicated clicker game you'll ever see, because it's just go to mine, go to furnace, go to anvil.
Is it just like Capitalism, the simulator?
Basically, yeah. Like there are very few people I know who play that game. Because I don't play that game to actually do the quests. There are quests, and some of them are apparently very good. They're like dungeons and everything.
Dang.
But all I do is just sit and farm resources and make money.
I have a buddy who plays whatever the Final Fantasy Online game is.
Final Fantasy 14?
Yeah, the one with like the kind of MMO-y one. And he has I think like 2,500 hours in that fucking game. And his fighting stats are really low, but he maxed out like baking, smithing, and like cooking and all this bullshit.
That was me in Guild Wars 2.
He's just like, yeah, I'm the best cook in the land.
I actually got kicked out of my guild because as a a max level necromancer in Guild Wars 2, I was spec'd into healing, so I had it all there. But all I would ever fucking do is they'd be like, hey, we can go to a dungeon. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'd be sat in town using the guild funds to buy baking ingredients and up my chefing stat. And they're like, we got, dude, what, like, why are you doing the raid of us? Oh, I just don't feel like it. Meanwhile, I'm there like, okay, where can I buy carrots the cheapest?
Yeah, literally, they come back like bruised and bleeding. And you're like, you want some pork chops? I got them.
Yeah, like, hey,
They're
I'm making
really good.
spaghetti.
They're really good.
Like, legitimately, one of the first dishes you can make as a chef is spaghetti. It's like,
Spaghetti.
I made you some spaghetti.
I made you some spaghetti.
Which segues quite nicely into, I did get into SWOTOR. I don't know if I told you about that last
SWOTOR?
week. Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh yeah. It's any good?
So it turns out, if you sub to SWOTOR for any amount of time, you permanently unlock all the expansions. Even if you go back to becoming a free-to-play person.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a huge fan of MMOs, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Like, Guild Wars was the only one I really enjoyed, but the actual combat of.
Mm-hmm.
So SWOTOR, I'm kind of just playing as a story game. But
For sure.
when I saw that there was a expansion called Darth Revan,
Oh.
you know I was there like, yeah, I'm paying £7 for a 1 month sub. Like, so I've got like the Hut expansion, the Revan expansion, and the two new ones, which are so highly like spoken of that's
Just chatting my ass.
like the trailer footage is the footage I see the most when discussing Star Wars video games. Like, it's a really good story. It's about like grey Jedis.
Mm-hmm.
And not light and dark and all that, which is pretty cool. You know, and then I
That seems pretty
downloaded
sweet.
Pillars of Eternity 2.
Yeah.
Because they finally added turn-based mode, because I'm never playing real-time RPGs.
Oh yeah.
From top down. I can't do it. Like, top down, if I have to manage like a party in real time, I'm just there like, nah,
Just
can't do it.
Nope. Can't.
Not possible.
Not possible. Impossible.
Like, the moment there's like, I've got to keep track of like 6 things, there's 8 enemies, everything's going on in real time, like, okay, move the tank, use the taunt, quickly mage, dude, it's so complicated.
Oh yeah.
I
like stuff
you
like
can
that.
pause, but it's still like, I just get overwhelmed and I'm like, nah. When it goes down to turn-based and everyone has a turn, I'm like, okay, I can do this now.
Yeah, you can. I don't know. I like the fast, stressful games like that. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah, it's being stressful. I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's fair. That's fair. What have I been playing? I don't game much off stream, honestly. I played a little bit of Cultist Simulator. Have you ever played that?
I've seen it. A couple of people in my Discord have been playing it.
So like you know what the UI looks like, kind of?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, basically the cards just represent different things, right? They can represent a person, an attitude, a like mental state, a location, or just like an activity. And essentially you do all this to you can play the game in a lot of ways, but the main general idea is you want to start a cult by recruiting people, getting like ancient texts and doing weird shit with them, evading the cops, evading people who want to hunt cultists, and just trying to make a giant like amalgamation of, I don't know, just bullshit, just cultist bullshit. And it's really crazy the amount of stuff you can do. And like, even I'm playing it and I'm sitting there just trying to figure out what half of this stuff does, right? And you can also, for example, I ended one game where I just became a famous painter. Like, I just became a famous painter, painted a bunch of really nice stuff, and that was it. I just grew old and died. Like, there's like I don't know, like 80 endings or something like that.
I might have to look into that game.
And every ending is very different. You can go and become the greatest cultist of all time. You can just die on your way, and then it like your cult succeeds after. Also, I think one of the greatest the flavor text is like fantastically written. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I feel like I'm reading ancient texts half the time. And it's so good. And the board just gets so complicated after a while. But it's cool. It's a lot. It feels very not D&D-esque, but like tabletop-esque.
Yeah, like tabletop-y.
Because like there's no real visuals as to what's happening. It's just really good flavor text that makes you envision it and go, wow, that's really cool. The game is Cultist Simulator, chat. It's I paid like $15 for it when it came out because it sounded cool, and it is cool. It's kind of hard to get into because it's really complicated, but it's fun. That's the main thing. I don't think I've touched much else, honestly. I played like an hour of MTG Arena because I'm a Magic fuckboy.
I like Magic, but I just can't play it anymore.
I mean, I still play it. I play it IRL a lot more. I don't play Arena as much as I probably
had
should.
to stop playing Magic IRL.
Mm-hmm.
Not because of any like, oh, I was spending too much money. No, it's just there comes a point when for the past 9 days in a row, everyone you know has gone, do you want to go pub and play EDH?
Dude, EDH is the format though. EDH is.
But it's like it was the 9th day in a row, and I was like, nah, I don't feel like it, and it just hit me of. I have spent over the last 9 days like 80% of my time playing cards in that pub.
That's the pog, dude.
Fuck that.
I'm as you say that, I'm looking at it like the start of an EDH deck right here in my hands.
Oh, I've got some pretty expensive EDH decks. I just never played
Send them to me. I will buy them from you.
That's fine. You got to pay for shipping though.
That's fine. People bitching about Monopoly. Hold on, chat has a thing they're angry about. Wait. Anyone who takes longer than an hour to play a 4-player game of Monopoly is a fucking scrub? I mean, I've played Monopoly like many times, and it goes to like 3+ hours.
How many, like, who cares enough about Monopoly to not be a scrub?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, Urchin, but I have to question.
Who wants to play Monopoly? Game. Like, just in general, that game's fucking garbage.
Who sits down and looks at all the board games available to you today and goes, you know what I want to play? Monopoly. Oh, the same people who want the Fortnite Monopoly, that's who.
That's a real thing. There's so many versions of Monopoly. It's... Dude, Monopoly, I never feel happy playing it.
I never play... The only times I've ever played Monopoly is with my family, and they've gone, oh, we should play Monopoly, and I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I haven't played Monopoly.
And it always ends in argument.
More skill and strategy than people give it credit for? Yeah, probably. But it's like,
if I want...
It's Capitalism Simulator. Let's be real. I'm pretty sure it was made by like a communist dude to be like, look how bad capitalism is, and then it sold like fucking hotcakes. I'm pretty sure that's how it started, or there's something to that effect. I'm probably oversimplifying.
If I want to play a board game that takes like that is skillful and competitive, I'll just play chess.
Yeah, that's the ultimate skill game.
If I'm trying to play a board game that's fun with friends, I'll play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, speaking of board games, I've been playing one actually. It's The Binding of Isaac, Four Souls, I think is what it's called.
There's a
Binding of Isaac card game that came out. I just pre-ordered the expansion. It's really good. It's really fun.
Is that
it? Well, like, do you know anything about how it's played?
Oh God, no! But enlighten me.
It functions very similar. It functions very similar to the game itself, where you have like it's just all the items are translated onto cards basically. Not all the items, but a chunk of them, because there'd be like 5,000 cards if all the items were made yet. So he's making like expansions, but basically you get a character randomly, and you fight monsters using items and consumables. But you can also fuck over your opponents who are also trying to fight enemies, like Munchkin style, where you can like play cards.
It sounds kind of Munchkin-y.
Yeah, but a lot of the items are busted, just like in the game. Like there's a lot of cards that make you.
Hang on.
Okay, what?
Urchin, I'm not ignoring accessibility of games. I think accessibility of games is very important. I'm just saying, once you've played a game to the point where it's no longer about accessibility and you're trying to be good at it, why choose Monopoly?
Yeah.
Like, surely at that point you've moved on to another game. You can love Monopoly as much as you want. That was my point, is like, surely at that point you're like, I want to play some other board games.
And the Binding of Isaac game is pretty accessible, honestly.
Yeah.
I just wish the rulebook was a little better written, but like, there's an item, Glass Cannon, which is in the game, but the card version is you tap it, and you destroy target item, and then you roll a d6. And if you roll a 1 through 5, you loot 2, meaning you get 2 consumables. And if you roll a 6, you recharge the item and don't destroy it. So if you have like multiple ways to make yourself roll a 6, which you can do, there are cards that like let you fix your rolls and stuff. You can actually just like blow up every single item your opponent has, and just bullshit like that, where you just keep tapping Glass Cannon and blowing everything up. Or there's the 2 of Spades, and you tap it and you loot double what you normally would for the rest of the turn. and there are ways to like loot 4, so then you just get 8 consumables, and you just can do that over and over again, and all this shit. It feels like the game where you can just spiral out of control if you really know what you're doing. But then obviously the more people that you're playing against, the more they can fuck you over as well, so it kind of balances out.
Theoretically, you could snowball, but everyone else can snowball, so maybe they'll keep each other in line.
Exactly. It's if everything's overpowered, nothing's overpowered, and that's
the old Dota ban, the old way of Dota and StarCraft balancing.
Which is
StarCraft balances by making every single unit completely busted.
It's probably the better way of balancing than just nerfing everything, because nerfing everything is just a bad idea, and is like confirmed a bad idea.
Speaking of board games, do you have an LGS where you are?
I did.
Like a actual physical store?
I did as of like a month ago. I went there a lot. I went there for like 3 or 4 years and bought a lot of Magic cards there and some board games. And they just I was gonna go there about a month ago. I pull up into the parking lot and I'm like, that's weird. It's closed at like 4 p.m. on a Thursday. And I walk up to the door and they're like, we're moving locations. I'm like, oh, that's fine, whatever. And then I check their Facebook and they're like, we haven't found a location yet, but we're still looking. And that's been the message for about a month now.
Oh.
And also there's a lot of accusations of like kind of yikes behavior from this store. So
it's an LGS.
Yeah.
We got so over
Spicy.
here in the great land of Britain,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have many LGSs.
Yeah.
Outside of like London and Cardiff, there's none.
Mm-hmm.
Because land prices are extortionate. However, in my wonderful little town of Censored here, we finally got our own LGS.
Ooh.
Now, it opened on, I want to say it was Saturday or Sunday. It was probably Saturday, I think. And I had a couple of friends over. Yes, last Saturday.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And everyone was pretty hyped. I applied to work there, and I'm a little salty I'm not. Not gonna lie. Especially considering they hired the 2 shyest people on Earth. You walk in, and then it's just like, yeah, of course you work at an LGS. But so I go up. It's a little ways out of town centre, which is upsetting. I'd prefer it to be in town centre because then it will get more traffic.
That's expensive though.
Yeah, but they have a big store. It's like a full 3-story townhouse they've converted, with each floor being stuff. Now this sounds really cool.
Jesus.
Until you walk in and the board game selection. Now I want to like this place. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
The first floor is perfectly fine. Their board game selection's a little safe. All like the miniature games are things like you're always a 5-minute walk from London Tree. All of the miniature games are things like Warhammer, the safe options. I don't blame them for that. They have a decent RPG front. They've got the new Warhammer RPG, Vampire. They have D&D, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And they had another one that I hadn't heard of, but I can't remember what it was called. Clearly wasn't that impressive.
Yeah.
But they also had a bunch of like World War II minis, and that
That's
was pretty cool. So having a look around as we do, we decide, we'll go check on like the playing area that they have. And what they've done is they've converted the 2 top floors of what was a townhouse into basically just rooms of play tables, and each one is given the cringiest name. They're called like Sith, Alpha, and it's just like, for fuck's sake.
Yep, it sounds like an LGS.
What I cannot get over is that you walk through a wooden doorway in this storefront into a room that is not carpeted. There is the fuse box just there, and stairs that look like they are fully stained. It's just like old wood.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire upstairs of this building is not decorated at all.
Huh.
And I was like, I like this place. It's not for me. But like, I maybe I'll come here every now and then.
You're happy it exists.
And then I walked upstairs and was like, no, this place shouldn't be open. Because all I can think of is, because first of all, it was a bunch of like overweight men. I'm an overweight man, but you know what? We don't give off the greatest.
And I hope you get visited by Will
we don't give off the
Smith
greatest
as a
impression
genie
in
sleep
LGM.
while you have sleep
But
paralysis.
Thank
I
you,
was thinking like these guys want to run
very
like
much.
F&M and a bunch of other like community events.
Yeah.
And all I can think about is the accessibility of, can you imagine being in a game store and you wanna buy something, and then the owner's there like blah blah blah. If you thought about F&M, because you know what F&M is,
Yeah.
and you're like, hey, yeah, cool. Well, it's going on in like 10 minutes. Feel free to pop upstairs, and we'll sort you out.
Good old Friday Night Magic.
All I can think of is the moment they cross the threshold into like the shit room, going, oh fuck, because
Oh, fuck.
it gives off such an impression of like this is where the nerds are.
Yeah.
Like they aren't trying to make it look more accessible, which honestly a lot of them don't. A lot of people who there don't care. But like that's something that I was really hoping for.
Yeah, accessibility is probably the biggest thing that
You're, like,
LGS is lacking
You're
these
not
days.
like this LGS is making is the reason why LGSs aren't a thing.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I want some nice LGSs. If I had a ton of money, I'd open a nice one that was like actually like well furnished and like sure we'd have decorations, but we wouldn't have like shitty painted walls and like bullshit like that. We'd have like actual like displays with games. We'd have fucking like posters and stuff up on the walls, general stuff. But
Make it
nothing
look nice
really
and modern,
cheesy and dumb.
not like someone's basement.
There is one near me called Batcave that's actually not bad. I mean, it's not like a huge place or anything, but it just has a really nice like 360 desk right up front with a big like pillar in the middle with a bunch of displays on it, so that you can like they can check out two different sides. And then there's a whole wall just covered in board games up on like shelving. And there's a lot of games there, lots of board games. They have tons of singles for sale for Magic. They have the right side is all like binders and stuff, and then the back is just a ton of tables. Like it's simple. It doesn't look like immaculate, but it's certainly clean and not nasty or anything like that. And it was really it's nice. It's solid.
I did make the joke that the reason they didn't carpet the play area was because carpet retains stink.
A couple of good ones in Portland. Yeah, Portland is and Portland also has the professor from the YouTube channel Tulane Community College. He lives in Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could drive to his house in like 20 minutes. I don't know where he lives, but if I did, I could get there in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, my friends met him. It was at the GP where he got a standing ovation.
He did?
At GP Liverpool, I want to say.
Probably.
It was the first GP that had a major pauper event, and every single pauper event was sold out.
Oh yeah, because Pauper's fucking banging, dude. Pauper is sick.
Yeah, and the professor was there, and he got a standing ovation for like because he's like one of the people who was really trying to push the format.
He's been pushing Pauper for years. Yeah.
And Pauper is basically the only form of competitive Magic I'm still even mildly interested in.
I watch competitive Modern and like Legacy, but I'm never gonna build the decks.
I used to own Living End.
Just the card?
I also no, the actual full deck.
Oh, okay. Oof.
I used to own the Living End deck, which was I got it before it like skyrocketed in price, and I took Magic like not really seriously. I went to F&M and wanted to win, obviously.
Yeah.
That was the only reason I really owned it. I wasn't like I'm gonna go to GPs and stuff, but the first time I won an F&M, I sold the deck because the looks I got from the people who were like, "But we're the guys who win F&M."
They can hire a hitman. Oh no!
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's at least where I was, it was very much but we're the guys who win F&M. We're like the guys who are good at this game.
And you're like,
but even to a point where if I beat one of them, they'd openly say at the table and just be like, "Wow, this guy just lucked out and drew Living End on the right time." Like, well, no, I had it in my opening hand. I'm just not a dingus.
There's a new deck that I like watching. I'm just gonna cover this real fast. I think it's called Electro End. It's similar. Living End is the suspend card, right?
Yeah.
There's a new card called Electro Dominance. 2 red and X, deal X damage to target. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then the next part is important. It says, you may play a card from your hand that costs X or less. So if you just pay 2 red and leave X at 0, you can cast Living End immediately for free.
You no longer have to goddamn cascade into it.
Nope. So now it's blue-red. You run. You can
actually play Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, you go blue-red. You run all the cycling creatures. You run the blue card that's a little similar to the Aether Vial, where you tick it up every turn, and during that turn you can play 1 card that costs X or less.
Yeah,
that one, and then you play the Electro Dominance, and then you just cycle all your creatures, play Living End, bring them all back, You can do that like turn 3, turn 4, and it also runs Ancestral Vision because you can Electro Dominance that and just draw 3 cards for like 2 mana.
I made so much fucking money when Ancestral Vision got unbanned.
Yeah.
I had like 7 of them because I had one in my cube, and then I don't know why I had a load. I just did. It got unbanned, went from like £2 to 50.
Oh yeah, that.
I was there like, hey guys, I have something for you all.
And they're like, oh yeah.
What do you mean? Like, one of the main reasons I'm not big into Magic anymore is also the one card gets played at a GP, instantly card becomes £50.
Yeah,
And
I've
it's just
never
like, come
played
on.
it competitively. I just play EDH in person, and then I like to follow a little bit of the meta, and then I'll like collect cards. So like I'll go to like
Yeah.
pre-releases and stuff. That's about it.
I used to have, I think, 200 of the absolutely terrible Loxodon from Return to Ravnica.
Hell yeah.
It was like a 7 mana 3/4 with trample, and you could regenerate it for 6 mana.
Ew, that's awful.
That was it. I had so many of them because I adored that card because I thought it was so funny.
Burn decks are always a bitch. I love burn decks. Oh, and that's the other thing about Electro Dominance is like all of a sudden you can recur all your creatures, you hit them down to like 4 life, and then they wipe your board. It's not over because then you just cast Electro Dominance and you just burn them for 4. It's so good.
Like, oh no, I have bolts in this deck.
Yeah, that's literally yeah. Like it's got that touch of burn that just like brings it all together. It's really nice. But that's
Basically,
it.
any modern deck that plays lightning bolts is so much more threatening just because it's like, oh no, I'm at 3.
Oh, and the blue card I was thinking of was As Foretold. That's what it was.
Ah, that's it. Yeah,
That's
I know
the one.
As Foretold being played in
Yep. So As Foretold and
played
Electro Dominance are the
for a
only
while.
ways you can play those suspend cards. But then you can also just like suspend an ancestral like turn 1, like whatever.
Yeah, like whatever.
That's the magic, I think. What else did I want to do?
Oh, there is one other thing I played off stream.
Oh,
It wasn't a video game. Did I ever tell you about that Mass Effect conversion for D&D?
I think you mentioned it.
Yeah, so you played Mass Effect, right?
I touched 1. I played a little bit of 1.
Okay, well,
I own 1.
There-
Haven't finished
there
it.
is a play them. They're great. There is this whole overhaul of D&D which uses the same base system, but they've changed everything for Mass Effect.
Ooh.
So like the races are all the Mass Effect races, the classes are like Soldier, Adept, Vanguard, and everything has just been overhauled. We've been playing that. It's real fun. We've been playing it off stream just as like a D&D game we can play that's not streamed.
Oh yeah.
So we can I'm not gonna say something would be more risque, but you know what I mean. We don't have to think about, oh, hang on, people are watching.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't run those kind of games, but it's nice to not have to worry.
Yeah, for sure. I have a buddy that I'm in his campaign, but this campaign hasn't been played in a fucking long time, and I'm really fucking mad about it. But he has he's been writing, like he's a writer. That's what he wants his job to be. He wants to just be a writer, and his writing is really good. I've proofread a lot of his shit for like all kinds of classes, and holy shit, it's actually really good. But because he likes really heavy sci-fi, and like he's a big fan of like Lovecraftian horror and just really over the top like monstrous ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's been writing stories that are based all in the same like universe that he's been doing for I don't know like 8 years, something dumb like that. And he was basing a D&D campaign, a homebrew D&D campaign off of that world. And I'm in it.
That's pretty cool.
And my character's really fucking dumb, and I love it so much. Because, like, we had a lot of freedom with our character designs, right? Because we're worried much less about character sheets and actual, like, stat numbers,
Yeah.
and more just kind of the feel of the game. And what my character did was, he seems like a generally average Joe kind of guy, but he has this weird briefcase that he carries with him everywhere, and nobody knows what it is. Also, in quick note, there is psionic power in this world, and essentially, like, you can measure it with a number, and one of our characters is, like, a really high number, and it lets him do all kinds of weird mental gymnastic bullshit. But my character's psionic level is 1. It's just 1. And the meme is that the 1 allows him just enough to be able to like psionically connect with this briefcase. And what happens is I can jump in my briefcase and travel into a pocket universe that is just mine, that no one else can do anything with. And I have like tons of bullshit in there and just items and things that I can use. And so I'll just jump in there whenever I need anything and come back out with like the perfect weapons. And it's a great meme and I love it. I also
You
have.
wanna
Hold
hear
on.
the-
I had to have my
That's
weeb
fine.
come out a little bit. I have a robot anime maid in there as well.
Oh, of course.
Yes, and she's incredibly powerful, more powerful than me, and it's a good meme. I love it.
You want to hear a terrible D&D story from the Mass Effect game?
Do it.
So the party is, there was one rule at character creation, because we
Mhm.
all know the Mass Effect universe pretty well,
Yeah.
and it was you have to in some way be related to this ship, and the ship was currently taken by like space police, basically CSEC,
Yeah.
and as a fine because they were they were salvaging in private space.
Mhm.
So they are junkers. They are people who like literally, as a living, go around and take derelict ships apart and resell it.
Okay.
But they are now stuck on the Citadel, and there are a
Fucking
group of
Citadel.
people. The
Yeah.
Citadel, fuck it. You have Voldu Good, who is a Volus who's like 3 foot tall, and he is a biotic god. He's based off that one NPC. Almost all of his stats are like 8 or below, except for his wisdom, and that is solely because he can use the Force.
Nice.
His best friend, Surdak, is a large Krogan, and they Empire Strikes Back with Wookiee and C-3PO,
Yeah.
and they are just like this terrible twosome. It is so wonderful
The
because they're both
terrible
vanguards,
twosome.
and they're both just biotic gods that just get in trouble, and the rest of the party are like really serious characters, and then
Mhm.
it's just like, so yeah, we have to go deal with this gang leader, and they have to go deal with a guy called Cinderin, who's a Turian who's been dealing drugs.
Yeah.
And he works at this big warehouse down in the lower wards. So the Citadel has those flying taxis that you can basically get that are all automated.
Mhm.
And everyone's like, they only seat 4 people, so us 4 will go in here, and you two, the junkers, can go in that one. So they get in their respective taxis. The automated cars lift off and go, and the party of 4 can see Voldu Good and the Krogan in the taxi in front of them, and they just see the Volus duck down under the dashboard and rip out a crap ton of wires like, we can use this junk. And then he's
Oh my
there trying
God.
to hotwire it, and he figures out how to turn the engines back on, but then realizes there's no controls to steer it. So in a moment of brilliance, he knows where the warehouse they've got to go is. So he arms all of the frag grenades they have on them and gets the Krogan to lean on the left just to try and car bomb it into the warehouse. and the whole party's watching this and go, "Oh no! Do you think they died?" Cue what ended up being like a 3-hour fight because they aggroed the entire warehouse of this noise of the party being split. And everyone's like going cover to cover trying to regroup while a crap ton of thugs and drones are gunning them down in the warehouse. It was wonderful.
That's a good meme. Oh man. Oh, I wanted to mention one last thing about the. It's called the world that he's been writing for a billion years is, I think it's called like Eldrath, because that's the name of like the titular not Eldrothian, the titular like Lovecraftian being, which is literally just it was an AI that became super intelligent and had access to basically like the universe internet, and gained like as much knowledge as anything could possibly gain, obtained a ton of psionic power, and what it did was it just started getting smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter. It started creating robots, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger until it basically became an AI planet, like an AI robotic planet that just kept consuming and taking more and eating more and eating more and becoming so unbelievably powerful. It now exists in between universes in like an empty space that it created for itself and just eats things it needs to. And it has so much knowledge and information that it can know before like anybody has the psionic capabilities to go against it, if they're going to have them or not, and will like kill them before they can have them. It's
I'm trying to think of
unbelievably
what
busted.
It's like that film, but I can't remember what it was called.
I don't know what it's called, but it literally has the ability to just be like, there's somebody going to be born on this planet at this time, and in 20 years they're going to be able to beat me, so I'm going to kill them now. And then it just does.
But yeah, before we finally change topic and move on to what we were going to say, I sent you the wonderful fan art one of my players made of those 2 characters.
There you go.
If you want to put it on the stream,
Yeah,
I guess.
did. And then yeah.
All right. You said you you said before the podcast you wanted to discuss some boring things that happened. Well,
Boring
it's 10
things?
to 11, so we should probably do that now.
Okay, let me rush
There were
some of
some
the
other
boring
things
stuff.
that weren't there were some other things that weren't the that weren't what we've been playing.
Yeah.
At least you mentioned it.
I wanted to talk a couple things about recent events in my area that I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about. One of them, the state next to me, Oregon, with Portland and all of them, they lowered the voting age to 16, which is interesting.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I feel about that necessarily. Like, my gut reaction is yay, but at the same time, I haven't thought about it enough to really be like, that's the opinion I need to hold.
It's one of those, oh, yay, but then you think of, like, 16-year-olds you know.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not sure how I really feel about that one. I don't have...
I am actually of the small minority that, like, I want everyone to be able to vote. But I know people my age, and I don't think people my age should be allowed to vote. They don't know what they want. It's just sort of like, there are plenty of them that do, but the amount of people my age that I wouldn't trust of a pet cat, let alone a vote.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about it necessarily. I'm probably leaning towards I'm for it at the moment, but I don't know enough about it at the current time to really have a strong opinion on either way. One thing I do have a strong opinion on that happened in the U.S. recently is good old Orange Boy and
Orange Man bad.
electing announcing a national emergency about the border because he wants to build a wall. The Dems in Congress were like, "That's not happening, buddy," and so the government shut down for the longest in history, which was like, I don't know, like fucking like 3 weeks or something, 3 or 4 weeks. A lot of people didn't get back pay. A lot of people got fucked. Here's the thing. They passed a law that would give everybody back pay who works for the government, right? Meaning that, like, they'd get paid for all the time that they were off work and could not work. But obviously they had to wait until the government reopened to get that money. So it hurt a lot of people. A lot of people lost their houses and shit like that. But anybody who contracts with the government didn't get back pay because they don't officially work for the government. They work for a company that works for the government. And those companies couldn't function when the government was closed. So there's a lot of people missing a lot of money and are really mad about it. So that's an interesting note. Any of the companies that worked for the government, but not specifically in the government, did not get back pay. So that's really shitty. And really fucked. And then
why remind me, why did the government shut down?
Because they had to pass a spending bill. And Trump wanted to have a piece of that for X billion dollars to build the wall. And a lot of people kept saying no. And because they kept saying no, they didn't come to a conclusion. And they had to shut down the government until they came to a conclusion.
Okay.
They have now come to a short-term conclusion that does not include the wall. But now Trump said, fuck you guys,
Bann.
I'm declaring a national emergency. And because of a national emergency, he has the ability to build the wall. What's up?
I'm gonna be honest. If our countries were connected by land, I'd build a wall, one just as thick as the Atlantic.
Nice.
I gotta keep you hicks out.
Yeah, dude.
Our tiny little lot. We don't have a wall. We have a moat, so we don't need to.
Got a dang old wall, man. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Boomhauer trying to get over the wall. Oh, but
I honestly
yeah.
could not care less about American politics at this point. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, Ben.
That's fair. I just wanted to get mad for a second.
Yeah.
Also, the wall is dumb. Like, this just inherently building a wall doesn't... We're talking about the year 2019. Let's build a wall. Fucking... Oh my god, dude. Like, these aren't literally Mongols. These are human... These are regular modern-day human beings that can get on planes, get on boats. Like, most illegal immigrants just overstay fucking visas. They come here legally and then stay illegally. That's why 21 Savage is with ICE right now. Fuck. Free 21 Savage, by the way. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Rapper named 21 Savage, who is... I wasn't a fan of him before. I liked his most recent album a lot. And it was really good. And then ICE shows up, which is the illegals one. ICE shows up and is like, hey, buddy, turns out you were born in Britain. He was born in Britain. Raised in Atlanta, so he's basically Atlanta grown. Like, since like age 1 or 2, he's been in Atlanta. That's why he always talks about Atlanta being like his hometown. And now ICE kept him in custody for a week, and wanted to get him deported back to Great Britain because he applied for a visa, but he hadn't gotten it yet. So he was waiting through the application process, and then ICE comes and fucking starts grabbing him by the dick and pulling him back across the Atlantic, dude. Holy fuck. And it's toxic and stupid because he raises and gives more money to the community that he exists in and just like general economy so much more than like anybody else in the area just by holding shows. And he also donates a shit ton of money to like teaching like underrepresented and underprivileged kids how to do all kinds of school stuff and how to do taxes and all this shit. He supports so many after school programs. Oh, he's actually like a good guy. He gives so much money to his city. And they're like, nope, back to country, idiot. Shouldn't have. Oh, and the reason.
How do you go your entire life without knowing you were born in a different country?
I mean, I think he knew. It was just
surely someone like, oh, I'll be honest. If he knew, he should have applied for that visa a long ass time ago.
Yeah, well, he had a visa, and then it expired like a couple years ago, and then he applied for a new one and has been waiting on that for a few months, and then they came to ice him up. It's like a really shitty, weird situation, and ICE has like too much authority, and it's a good meme.
Shouldn't he just have like reapplied for his visa the moment it ran out or beforehand?
I mean, sure. Like there's some things that he did wrong, sure, but deporting him is not the answer. Because that just hurts. That like hurts everybody else.
Well, to be pedantic, let's say, like, what's the other answer than deporting him? Just being like, nah, the law doesn't apply to you.
Well, no.
Like, granted, he's applied for the visa, he needs to hear back. But like, if he didn't, what are you gonna do? Just go, no, the law doesn't apply to you.
Well, I guess personally, I don't even like ICE as like a company, or not a company, as like as a group.
I will never say a group of public servants are bad because my mum is a cop, my dad is in the army. No matter what your opinion of groups of people are, everyone, at least the vast majority of the people in there, are doing it because they think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, but I think I don't hate the individuals in ICE. I hate ICE. Okay, that's how it goes for me. I also I'm not a fan of the police either, but that's a Giga Brain take. I don't know if I want to get into right now.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, Bann, you're wrong on that. And nothing you can ever say will change my mind. The police is a good thing. People in the police are bad.
No. Well, here's the thing. I guess when I say the police are bad, I don't mean like get rid of the police, anarchy forever, reign forever. I mean like I'd rather have a different system than what police we have now. But
yeah, we should all just like. We should give people rewards on how good they are, and then everyone will stop being bad.
God, I wish not. That wouldn't really work, though.
People are dicks. Everyone will always be dicks.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think that was it for my.
You can never be nice to people. That's my system.
And that's hold on, my dog's mad at me. That's a thing I don't want to get into right now because I don't have enough information.
He's a member of the police. He's coming to get you.
My dog is like, did you say shit about the police?
How dare you?
Wee woo. That's all I wanted for politics. Okay. I wanted to mention some recent shit that I watched though. Specifically, I went to the theaters with a buddy of mine to go see Alita Battle Angel.
That's not how you spell a woo.
Oh whoa, Alita Battle Angel. Oh whoa. And the great thing is, I didn't even remember what day. Prison system's crap. That's enough. Okay, hold on. Let me. Fuck.
Actually, no. Yeah. Let's rewind. Good. Do you want to know something real bullshit?
What's up? Hit me with.
So my mum is a cop.
Yeah.
My mum's a cop, my stepdad's a detective, my dad's in the army. I come from a very authoritarian family, let's be honest here.
Yeah?
However, do you know what's bullshit? My mum is the most loving fucking person I know. She loves everybody, she's always trying to help everybody. That's why she's in the police. She goes around and, like, the majority of her job is helping people who are, like, having problems.
Yeah.
It's very rare she actually has to go and do anything sketchy.
Yeah.
And even then they're not sketchy, it's just like there's someone who's actually being violent, go sort it out.
Yeah.
There are stores that have like started advertising that police are scumbags because apparently all police are awful, and it's genuinely becoming a thing over here because it's a thing in America. And
that's really fucking stupid.
Like, my mum has been ostracized so fucking much just because she's a police officer. And it's like, no, she's like, you can't just go, yeah, police are shit. Because
Like you can say police are shit, but that's not you saying anybody who is a police officer is inherently a bad person. That's you saying the system of police is dumb.
People don't see that and think that. People see that and go, oh yeah, every single police officer's just here to fucking knife us.
Because they're brain dead. Fuck. Holy no.
Which is why you can't say things like that. Is because the general public will just take it at face value.
Yeah, I wouldn't put signs up like that, but I'd talk about it.
Like, have you met the fucking general public?
Oh my god, you don't even I work at a grocery store. Of course I have. I stand in the middle of the yogurt aisle. They walk onto the aisle and go, "Where's the yogurt?" And then I point to the left and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's on the sign." Haha. I'm like, "Yeah, thanks for the 15th fucking person to tell me that today."
No.
Leave my store. Okay.
No, it is much more like, "Where's the yogurt?" You point it out and they're like, "Well, it should have been in a better fucking place, you cretin."
Yeah, no. Oh my god, I had a woman yell at me and try to get me to tell my superiors that they should move the yogurt aisle back to where it used to be because they remodeled our store and moved stuff around. And this was like an 80-year-old woman that was like yelling at me for like 4 or 5 minutes about how everything they've rearranged is garbage and she's going to shop at a different store. And my response is, go shop at the fucking different store. Don't complain to me. Holy shit, just shop where you want to shop. That's literally how this fucking capitalism system works. God damn it.
The only fucking chain I've ever really worked at was a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. People would come in and be like, why is it so pricey for a room? You should lower the price. Like, you should speak to your manager and lower the price. I'm like, I can't lower the price.
Yeah.
My manager can't lower the price.
that's mandated by my overlord.
Even my manager isn't gonna say
my overlord up in fucking Bigville capitalist land.
Yeah.
They've dictated the prices years ago, and unless you call him up and like threaten his family, nothing's changing, okay?
Like, I can't change it.
The fuck you want me to do? I'm getting paid minimum wage to stand here and tell you to fuck off.
People are going to chain stores and are like, you should lower the price. You should do that. You should start stocking this item.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me just go to our distributor, who I definitely have communication.
Good thing my brother is the distributor. Let me talk him into it. Oh my god. What do you mean we don't have the flavor you want? Here, let me special order that for you. Good.
Yeah, no, I'll buy it for you this once. Get like 20 in so you can buy one and never come back.
Oh, I know. Oh my god. It's so AIDS. And
I am the least empathetic person ever. I hate everyone.
There was a lady that was like, tell your managers to get their heads out of their asses, or I swear to God, I'm shopping somewhere else. And my response, in person, I just nodded and was like, haha, yeah. But then I was like, in my head, it was just literally, never fucking come back here. And I see her like, she shops like every 2 days. I see her in an aisle, I turn around and walk away. She shops every 2 days.
I should not be allowed in customer-facing roles, because literally any time anyone's been like that, I've been like, okay, bye. He's like, are you gonna like serve me? No, you can leave.
Also, Ethan GRI typed in chat what I was gonna yell about with prisons, but. Or I guess no, Horse Take did. Private prisons. Do you know what private prisons are? Do you have those in Britain?
Yeah, I don't think we have them in Britain. Like, I don't think they're outlawed. It's just they're not very profitable here.
Yeah, but they're shit. They're in every way shit because they profit off. They literally profit off of like human suffering. Like it's actually like it's literally like a metaphor. In like a book where they're like they profit off of the despair of others. They just eat that shit up. No. It's actually how it works. That's what they actually do. They lobby the shit out of the government. They talk to officials all the time. They make things that shouldn't be illegal, and they put people in prison for it because they don't want to handle actual violent people in their prisons. That takes a lot of money. They just want the random people who smoked weed, smoked the marijuana, the devil's lettuce once, that they can lock up for 10 years. It's so garbage. Oh my god, shut them all down.
Oh, like, I'll be honest, I don't give a shit.
Empathy is a disease? Hell yeah, dude. And by hell yeah, I mean, I have no idea. I have a lot of empathy,
I have fucking, like, no empathy. I swear to God, I'm borderline psychopath.
I'm
there like, I don't give a shit.
Don't worry, I have enough empathy for like 4 people, so you can have some of mine. Please.
Cool, you can do it for me.
Please take it, please. God, take it, please. Take it away from me. Get the fuck out of here with your hippy dippy bullshit, dude. Anybody who like supports private prisons is like just a bad person.
I mean, I can see the merits of them. It's just one of those situations of they'd have to be really heavily regulated.
Scott,
Because, like,
yeah,
it's one of the situations of, like, why I think people shouldn't be allowed things is because someone will ruin it. It also goes the other way round, where it's like, we can't give that guy a private prison because if we give it to him, someone, and like even if he does his well, someone's gonna make one that's shit,
yeah.
and that's the problem.
It's tick stream now. Yep, my hippy dippy. I gotta take my hippy dippy bullshit and get out of here.
God damn, I should get Tick in my stream. All we do is talk about the pros of Brexit.
Really?
Hey, Brexit's gonna be good.
I have no idea what it.
It's
I don't know enough about it to have a strong
Hey.
opinion. Other than I hear that saying it's bad is like probably the right thing to do, but I have no idea.
Saying it's bad is the easy answer because no one knows.
I
Let's
guess
put it
I just
that way.
it's not my country, so I'm just gonna kind of watch and see what happens. They don't have they don't have incentive to improve the prisoners or improve the prisoners.
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's what I
they
mean,
also
yeah.
don't have incentive to they don't have incentive to rehabilitate them either. Yeah, there's no incentive there. There you go. Because rehabilitating prisoners is like literally my favorite thing on the planet because I think they can become functioning members of society 95% of the time. And when you don't even, because they want return people, they want people to get out in 5 years, smoke a joint, and go back again for another 15 years. That's what they want because they make money off of them. They get money from the government to house all these prisoners because we have like 30% of the world's prisoner population. God damn. Oh.
Well, I'm not giving an excuse, but you are a very large country as well, so you're going to have a higher proportion than other people. But we're talking
That's
like
not
7%, maybe.
Yeah, because I don't know. These are just random numbers I'm throwing out, but I know that like our prison population is like 4 or 5 times our population compared to the world just in general. Like we have the highest prison population. We don't have the highest citizen count or just like people in our country count. And like, oh god, fucking, it tilts me. I don't even care about incentive. I just don't want private prisons. I don't like private businesses handling that sort of shit, but that's just me. Yeah, Prison Guard Union is a major backer for anti-marijuana campaigns.
Today, the Big Brain podcast,
Dude.
Bann denounces capitalism.
Is that new? Hold on.
Hang on. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Soros, where's my money? Soros! Where's my Soros bucks, you cheap shit?
Soros, what am I getting paid now? No, like, UK will be fine.
Where's my Soros bucks? Fuck. That's it for politics. Fuck politics. I want to talk about Alita Battle Angel and how actually good it is. It's got really mixed reviews, which I can kind of understand because a lot of just regular old people don't like anime all that much. But if you actually like anime, this movie's great. Holy shit. The CG is really phenomenal. The giant robots and stuff are very weighty. It's almost I'm surprised it got PG-13. I'm surprised it got a PG-13. It should be R. Honestly, I'd probably rate it R.
Is there blood?
Somebody gets chopped in half, and you see blood on both sides of him.
Oh. Okay, like that might be it.
They say fuck once.
That is their PG-13 fuck.
Yeah, that's their PG-13 fuck.
Once.
And then, I mean, all the blood is blue from the robots, but they're also like chopping limbs off of them as they like collapse on the ground and scream. So
yeah, but they're not humans.
It's painfully like violent. Like when you kick somebody's face into a wall and the face looks human, and then like the rest of the body collapses off of it, and then like blue stuff starts splurging out of like the eye sockets of that face. It's a little yikes, but it was really good.
I'll have to watch it. Like I've been on the fence about it because so did you get going back to a real old film? What was your opinion on Ready Player One?
Didn't watch it.
So I also didn't watch it.
Well, here's the thing, though. I read the book. I refused
to watch it.
I read the book, and the book was fucking awful.
Yeah, like I refuse to believe it's anything but hot garbage. However, I remember watching the trailer and went, "That's just nerd porn."
It is, yeah.
It is just make nerds feel special.
Oh yeah, but it's just like it. The problem is like the plot doesn't do anything either.
That thing's like. Alita kind of gave me the same vibe from the movie. If it was just like, you like manga, this is a AAA manga movie.
It is kind of nostalgic. Well, here's the thing, right? I didn't even read or watch Alita Battle Angel before
Also, I
this.
fucking hate anime.
Good meme.
I love anime and manga, but I'm so fucking fed up. I'm very violent today, apparently.
So am I.
I'm very opinionated today on anime.
I mean,
But, like, I'm so
yeah.
fed up of good manga, because I don't really watch that much anime anymore, because I don't have time to sit down and watch full episodes,
I
but
watch
like,
so
I'll
much
gladly
anime.
read manga in... But like, I'll gladly read manga in bed,
Yeah.
because it doesn't take as much time. But the amount of fucking times a good story is ruined because it's just a power fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fed up of being like, oh, this is really cool, and then the main character kills the guy because he's God and no one can best him. And it's just like, for fuck's sake.
There's a couple problems I have with Alita Battle Angel, and just as this is also from me not knowing the source material, the source material. Holy shit! I never read it or watched it originally. I just watched this movie. The plot is a little oof. Sometimes it's not great, and I think Alita wins too much. I think she needs to lose more. Like,
She's a little power fantasy.
she's a little power fantasy,
like,
but at the same time, there are moments near the end that make you go,
Yeah.
okay, because it sets
Well,
itself
like,
up for a
if the,
sequel.
If the film is like meant to appeal to that anime side, I'm not surprised, because it's very rare in anime that like it isn't a power fantasy.
Yeah, compared to some
Like,
anime, it's
even,
not a power
like,
fantasy.
The fucking like when you think about like the anime that I think of that isn't a power fantasy is Goblin Slayer, and even like, and that's purely because the first episode. The first episode sets up of going, this isn't a power fantasy, and then introduces a power fantasy.
Real quick, Urchin, saying if you were an author who was doing this for their livelihood and to feed your family, would you rather make a good story or money? That's irrelevant to art, okay? Let me tell you why. Because
It's like I understand completely,
judging
you need
things
to
like
make money.
well, of course they got to do it that way. That needs to make money. No, you judge it on its level, like what your opinion is on it as an art form. Like, you don't judge paintings because, oh wow, look, they probably did that to make a lot of money. Good job, you made money. No, you judge it
So
based
then,
on the art itself. Because art should be passion, not
look,
money.
I will admit, literally everything is to make money. That's perfectly fine. But there are also things that were made to make money that are better than Ready Player One.
Ready Player One is
Every book, like I'm willing to bet, like 90% of books that were written in the last like 20 years were made to make money.
oh yeah. Oh, I love what I love about
That-
Ready Player One is that
The
like
majority of them are
oh
far
my
better.
God. They have parts in Ready Player One where there's a major corporation that's been trying to figure out the tricks to this, like how to find all this shit for years or at least months, and then a kid shows up and is like, "Oh, you just drive backwards." Oh wow, whoa, wow! How did we not think of that for like 20 years? Whoa, baby.
At any point in Ready Player One, do they put in the Konami code?
I think so.
Okay, that's the one thing I want.
I think they did.
That is the one reference I want them to get. Because it's but dear God, I hope that they don't do the anime thing where as he's putting it in, he explains exactly what it is and how he knows about it.
Oh, and then
You see-
the other
You see,
problem I had.
I know a secret sword technique that will stop every blood cell in your body. I learned it from my great grandfather in the hidden village. It's like,
All
no,
right,
just
see,
stab him.
Camry. Yeah, no, there's the problem I have a lot with Ready Player One as well is literally that yeah, I am gay. Got him. Is that they have all these cameos and you're like, wow, I know that property, haha. But then the problem is that they don't actually like use the properties
they don't go
properly.
anywhere.
Like, they have the Iron Giant at the end, but then he doesn't act like the real Iron Giant. Like, they could have done it so. There's a really good YouTube channel called Nando v Movies, which you should check out, where he basically like rewrites parts of movies in what he thinks would be better, and you listen to it and you go, wow, that would have been better. But essentially, he changes the Iron Giant part to like actually incorporate the Iron Giant as a character from his own movie, where like he gets a dent in his head and becomes a nice guy. Or they have to like the enemy is like, ooh, I need a big robot to fight, so he picks the Iron Giant just on a whim because he doesn't know about it. And then the main characters, because they know the story, they like put a dent in his head with some other like other characters from other shows that do cool stuff, and put a dent in his head so that he becomes a nice guy and doesn't want to fight anymore. And then they have him like help them get to the bad guys, and it would have been genius. And the fight was great because the description, I'm gonna describe the video a little bit. He has like the guy that turns into a Gundam try to punch the Iron Giant, but the Iron Giant's just too strong, fights him off. And then a couple of their characters team up, like a Naruto and somebody else team up to use their like some of their abilities to try and dent his head. They both mess up, and then out of nowhere you hear a car in the distance, and you look and it like pans back and you see motherfucking Captain Falcon's car, like, cruising up. He launches out of his car.
So shiny.
5,000 bits. Jesus. Thanks for the 5,000 bits, Xanan. And
Yo, here I finally can donate this back. Sorry about the
Someone's
first time.
getting their Twitch payout this
No
month.
hiccups
yeah,
this
thanks,
time.
Soros. And Captain Falcon flies out of his car, yells, "Falcon! Punch!" and punches the Iron Giant in the head, denting his head and making him a nice... It would have been so much better. Like, if
That
they
sounds
knew...
so unbelievably cheesy.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
would have been trash, but it would have been good trash.
Because they knew the source material that they were referencing, they made references back to it. They used all the characters in interesting ways, in ways they would actually like interact with each other instead of just
you ever
look at all these things. Oh, fuck.
you ever play Final Fantasy?
No.
Well, you know the Final Fantasy VII movie.
Yes, I know of its existence.
So that movie I refer to as pure fan service, but that's all we wanted
Yeah.
because that movie is complete hot garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But it is about 90 minutes of all the characters in Final Fantasy VII fighting in full 3D animation,
Oh hell
and
yeah.
that's all we wanted from the movie. So it gets a pass.
Like I
It's
think
terrible. The story's awful. The voice acting's pretty bad, but it delivered on what we wanted, and it is nearly one long fight scene. I think there's maybe like 20 minutes of dialogue. The rest is just fight scenes.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, you know the game Shonen Jump that just came out?
Yeah.
That like it could have been a good game, but they made a casual fighting game, and that's fine. Like I don't care. I care less about the mechanics of the fighting, and I care more about how they made the characters interact. And it's so shitty. They're just kind of like, oh, we're here, I guess. Let's fight, and they like make like minor little teams and stuff. But if like they interacted with each other in ways that fit their characters from the games and shows that they're from, it would have been so cool. And like they team up based on that, and some of the bad guys kind of team up, and then they work together with their actual like good abilities and stuff, and make references back to the shows, and that could be actually like well written and good. But they just kind of shove them all into a room and go like, come on, fight, come on. And it's really
Come on,
not
do
cool.
the ththing.
Come on, poking him with a stick. Do the thing.
Say the line. Ready to duel? Yeah.
Let's duel. He did it. That's my 9 out of 10 game this year. Whoa, Yugi said it. And then like he plays like Dark Magician. Everybody jizzes in their fucking pants. God, it's so garbage. Like at least use those things to like an interesting effect, not just we have them. See, haha, we paid for the rights.
God, I hate the world.
I know.
That's all this is like. God, I hate life. I agree. Jump Force does look like an asset flip. It looks like someone's got a load of like Source filmmaker models.
Okay, but Yu-Gi-Oh is the best anime of all time. Even if I
No,
disagree with
Yu-Gi-Oh's
that,
trash.
at least they could have like made it cool.
Do not goddamn watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1. It did not age well.
I watched Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, the ones with like the students in the school.
Isn't that GX? I
Oh,
don't know.
GX, maybe that's what. Yeah, I think 5Ds was after.
I stopped watching after the Ring of Orichalcos.
I watched GX, but I was like 11 when I was watching it, and I liked there's like one part where the main character gets really tempted by a bunch of like dark and evil cards that'll like manipulate his mind but make him super powerful. And I remember as a kid I had like a super like I want to become dark edgy god like fantasy complex, and I was like, you better fucking take those cards or I swear to God I'm never watching your show again. And then I never watched the next episode because I didn't want to know that he wasn't going to take him and the power of friendship was going to bring him through. So I never watched it.
Have you? So there's this anime. I think it's called like the Pet Girl of Something High. Like you've probably heard of it. It's the one where the guy has to take care of the clearly like autistic girl.
Is it the monster one?
No, it's not like.
There's a Monster High one where he dates like a vampire and there's like a succubi
like,
that shows
I
up
know
and
it.
shit.
Oh god, that's trash. Don't watch that one.
No, I
But,
watched
like,
both
this is-
seasons. Fuck you.
So
It's
this
okay.
anime is the goddamn cutest thing I think I've ever watched. It's just about a guy trying to help people.
Uh-huh.
But I fell in love so hard with every single character that I haven't watched the last 3 episodes, because if I do it, then it's over.
That sounds like
That was like 4 years ago.
I felt that when I was watching Hunter x Hunter. I was like watching the last couple episodes and like tearing up. I'm like, I don't want him to go. No, come back. No.
Like, I don't want it to end.
Ah!
I had the same thing when I finally got around to finishing Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I was there like, and like I had to
Yeah,
stop watching it for like 2 days just so I could come to terms with the fact that it wouldn't continue.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I watched all of Brotherhood with my dad. Even I watched it like a second time with my dad, and he liked it a lot. I got my dad to watch anime. You know which ones he's seen?
My God, I know my dad would like half the anime I watch because he's such a fucking he's a big manly man, but his favorite fucking TV show is the How We Made Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I know you'll like this stuff. You're just too much of a man to admit it.
Well, my dad was like a Trekkie in his youth, and like actually did a lot of pretty nerdy stuff, even though he was like on track team and stuff like that too. And
Yeah.
I got him to watch all of Brotherhood. He liked it. I got him to watch all of Death Note. He liked that more. And now I'm getting him to watch Gurren Lagann, which is really fun, actually,
Yeah,
because
That's
it's
a
so
pretty
over
good
the
one.
top and is a good meme.
You can think Brotherhood is overrated. That's perfectly fine. You're wrong, but like everyone's entitled to an opinion.
That's the big brain hot take right there, is that Brotherhood is overrated. Also, the speaking of abridged, somebody mentioned abridged. The Hellsing abridged is really fucking good. the
What
first
episode is
couple
it? So-
episodes, it's finished.
I've never watched the entire of the Death Note anime. I've watched the movie. The
It's really
movie's
good.
great.
The movie,
I love it.
The Death Note movie.
It is so beautiful.
The Death Note live action movie.
Yeah, it's
It's
so
terrible.
beautiful.
It's fucking
I know.
awful.
I fucking love it. I think I've watched it like 7 times.
It's so fucking bad.
It's so funny.
I also tried to watch the Brotherhood movie, the live action Netflix one, and it
I've
hurt.
seen that.
It
That's-
hurt.
The amount of stuff they tried to fill. I was there like, oh, they're gonna only go to like the first guy, or like they're gonna go to like episode 8.
I was thinking they're like gonna
And,
go to the
They
priest.
tried to fit the. Yeah, they fit the in. Yeah, I thought they were like this movie was gonna be about the priest or something like that.
Or
'Cause,
just like,
they're
or
not-
maybe
like,
maybe it's about like lust or something. Just like one of the
Yeah, like-
characters.
or like maybe they'll just take it to the warehouse, and then they'll find a contrived reason to solve it at the warehouse.
Yeah,
But, no,
then yeah,
they fit so much. It wasn't good by any means.
No,
but
it was
that writer
horrible.
deserves an award for most plot arcs condensed down into one.
yeah, there was no moments of peace. It was so bad. Did you know
was
there's a Bleach
impressive.
live action movie? Did you know there's a Bleach movie too on Netflix?
No.
There's a fucking Bleach movie, and I tried watching a little bit of. I haven't seen Bleach, but just seeing regular Japanese people with giant swords and like masks really makes me laugh. It's so fucking stupid.
I agree with Urchin that Death Note doesn't exist after Light dies, but that isn't after L dies, because that spoilers for an anime and manga that's like 10 years old at this point. You should have read or watched it by now. Yeah, it doesn't exist. I refuse. Like it's so bad.
I think L was the best part, but I think the ending of Death Note was actually good.
I-
It had to end like that. If it ended any other way, it wouldn't have been good.
Oh no, yeah. I think it was just
It wasn't just they wanted good guys to win. They would miss the entire point and like
Oh, no.
story of
It-
the
it-
and like metaphor of
it
the entire
wasn't
show.
even like Riot kills, like, spoilers. If anyone doesn't want to know how Death Note ends, if you for some reason want to watch Death Note and haven't yet, spoilers. I think that's fair. When Riot kills Light, I agree, that is how it should have ended.
It had
but-
to.
Death Note kind of got to the point where it turned into, I shot you, but I have a bulletproof shield, but I have bulletproof shield-proof bullets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but I use my force powers to stop it, and like
Yeah,
was
but
my
I can
only
negate
ending,
force
is
powers.
It got a little too convoluted.
if it went on any longer, it would literally become a shonen with like 4D
Yeah.
chess. It would become a 4D chess shonen. That's
Like-
literally what it would become.
My intellect level is over 9,000, basically.
Yeah, and the ending with Light dying, it had to be that way. Any other way would have just
Light
missed
had to
the
die.
whole point of the show.
Yeah.
Because like I
The
think
whole point of the show was you can't
saying the show
do
was
your own
like
justice.
yeah, saying the show was like ooh dark and edgy, and that's why Light should win. Like misses the point of the Death Note's existence as a whole, and why like this is why it shouldn't exist, and what the problems with it as like a thing. And it's also it's like a big metaphor on like the police or the prison system in
Is
Japan.
Xanan, or whatever the fuck his name is, Xanan, referring to the Netflix live action, because he doesn't become a Shinigami in that. He just bullshits his way out of dying.
Yeah.
Also, they ruined Misa in the movie. She
Wait.
is just
Wait, hold on. The way Light died was so awful. It was so good when he thought he won, and they realized that
Oh,
he
no, yeah.
didn't, and he tried to like
The
every
reason-
trick in the book to get out of it was so tense and incredible. That was so cool. What?
I think what it should have been is that it should have ended when L died, But when L dies, like it totally becomes obvious that Light is Kira, because yeah, it does. And then his dad should shoot him or something. Like, I honestly think that's how it should have been.
I do like
Where,
the
like,
moment though when his dad's
the-
dying and he sees like, or he tricks him by making him see the number. So even into his death, like he's happy. That's really cool.
Like I honestly think it should have ended with Light's dad having to like kill or incarcerate his own son.
Is talking about the power of friendship just an
I
inherently
think that
bad
was
thing?
so much cooler.
Yeah, that would have been neat. I don't know. I really like the end where like he's literally convinced himself that he has become God, and he's like, I can just think of a way out of this, and then he can't.
I like that. I like, but like I do like that Light gets more and more.
He
his
basically like
ego
he
just
goes
gets
in
bigger
he
and
goes
bigger.
insane in the course of like 10 minutes.
Let's see. What other terrible live action animes are there? I think those are the only ones I've
Ghost
watched.
in the Shell.
I haven't watched that one
It's not great.
because I heard it was bad.
It's kind of flashy, but like it misses
actually, no.
so many of the fantastic visuals from the original.
I heard it was perfectly fine for a Western adaptation of an anime.
It was an
But that's like saying this. That's like saying this is a mediocre film. Therefore, it's the best video game movie ever made.
That's like taking like a new like an old west movie from the US, like remaking it in like 3 countries, and then like just getting to the end and being like, well, it is in fact a movie that I can watch. But it like misses all the themes and references of the original that made it good and like all of its relevance to culture at the time.
Yeah.
Avatar: The Last Airbender I have not finished it. I watched a lot
There's
of
a
it when I
movie?
was a kid.
There's not a movie of that show. I actually don't really like Avatar. Like, it's fine.
Secret.
I think it's a very
tunnel.
good gateway anime.
Secret.
I think it
tunnel.
was a very good gateway anime, but that's about it.
It's a good gateway drug. It's the weed of anime.
Yeah, like it gets people who don't watch anime because it's like a Western cartoon,
Mhm.
like at young ages, who are like, oh, maybe this anime, like it's like Pokemon. It's like, oh, and then like they see other animes and they're like, oh, it's like Pokemon, and like it's good for that, because it can be a little daunting when you're like, oh, you want to get into anime? Here, don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about all that's happened this week. We ran a little long there.
Wait, that's it? The fuck?
But like, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Wait, we're only an hour and 20 minutes in. What do you mean too long? No, this is the rant episode, okay? And let me tell you something, real quick. We're a week late on this, or at least I am. But the Grammys fucking suck. Okay?
I
just wanted to yell about
Grammys.
I wanted to yell about like some of the Grammys. A little bit.
Okay, go on. Yell at me.
Essentially, do you know Grammys? There you go. No. The Grammys were not great. Let me see some of the results here. Let me open up a tab and go to fucking
Which
Grammy
one's
Land.
the Grammys? Is that music? I can't remember.
That is music.
Oh, I don't care at all about music.
I care a lot about music.
Why are you wrong and I'm right?
Grammy winners 2019. Full nominees and winner list. Grammy.com. Thank you. Let me scroll down, you garbage website. Oh, fuck. Read more buttons? Yeah, die. Okay, record of the year. That's fine. This Is America was a top tier song and a top tier video. I didn't like Casey Musgraves.
I would be like, that's a safe option, but honestly, I don't know any other songs that came out that were worth like record of the year. So yeah, sure.
It is a popularity contest, but Childish Gambino's "This Is America" was actually like relevant and well made and interesting and poignant, and I love it. Casey Musgraves is not my jam. She's fine, I guess, as album of the year, but that was still dumb. Best new artist made me mad. I'm not mad, but I don't care for that. Let me just glance through here. Pop duo, I don't know anything about that. Pop vocal, Ariana Grande. I like Ariana Grande's most recent album, actually. It was actually kind of good. St. Vincent needed more. Greta Van Fleet won Best Rock Album, and if you know anything about Greta Van Fleet, they're just Led Zeppelin remade, but worse. It's the meme of, well, if Led Zeppelin was so great, why isn't there a Led Zeppelin 2? Oh, fuck. There is. And it's Greta Van Fleet, and they're horrible. Beck was also horrible. Her was good. I'm also kind of annoyed the best rap album went to Cardi B. I mean, I like that like a woman is winning the rap situation or the rap like award because that doesn't happen, right? That doesn't happen very often. And also, like, when people talk about rap, they're like, what's your favorite rapper? And you go, oh, Kendrick Lamar. But then the other question is, what's your favorite female rapper? Because, like, for some reason, they have to be separate categories.
I'm not gonna lie, Bann. Literally, at no point in history has anyone ever asked me who's your favorite female rapper.
Okay, in the rap community, that's what happens. Because people separate regular rappers from the female rappers.
Oh, so it's like comedians.
Yeah, where like that's not how it should work. It should be what's your favorite comedian? You go like, oh, I just whoever you like. But then they're like, no, but what's your favorite female comedian? Like assuming that they're like worse or different inherently, which kind of misses the point. It's not like good. That's not a good thing that should be regularly happening.
You asked me who my favorite comedian is. There's about 7 male names before a female crosses my mind.
Yeah, and I mean that's fine. Again, like you can have that.
The stereotype is there that females and males make different art because I'm not a big fan of women comedians because I haven't found one that I think is like really funny.
Yeah, I've had kind of the same problem, but for music I've not had as much of a problem.
It's like in music I much prefer women to men. And I find the female voice just more interesting.
And
like,
rap as like an ideal and as a way of life essentially has been dominated by males and men just generally throughout the entirety of it.
Rap culture is a funny statement because I'm just like I am one of those.
Well, it's hip hop culture.
Who is like rap is dumb. I don't like rap.
Hip hop is a culture.
Like
rap is a part of hip hop culture.
Oh no, yeah, horse tick. The only thing I hate more than women is minorities. Don't worry, me saying that is just a heated gamer moment.
There was a really good post on Gamers Rise Up where somebody posted to I think it's writing prompts r/writing prompts where you set up a prompt and then a bunch of people in the comments write their stories about it, and the writing prompt was you're in a heated gamer moment but you can't say the N-word, what do you do? And it got banned. He got banned. Oh, it was incredible. But basically moral of the story is hip-hop culture and rap have been dominated by men, and it shouldn't necessarily be that way, and I don't think separating men and women into different categories, or specifically rap versus female rap into separate categories is like healthy.
I am not falling for the trap of talking about stereotype culture again.
And okay, and let me tell you something, the best female rapper right now is No Name, and if you would disagree with me, you're wrong. But Cardi B's album was fine. I just don't think it was the best album.
I thought you said No Name is in there isn't one.
No, it's No Name spelled one word. There's a really cool line
to rename rappers Rapists.
Rapists. That's all I wanted to touch on for the Grammys. Was there anything else I had on my list? Oh, there's a new Hollow Knight game.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're making a new Hollow Knight game.
Oh no, yeah, they are. I am super hyped for that.
With what's her face? The girl, I forget her name. God damn it, she's good, but it's gonna be awesome. The best female rapper is No Shame. The best female rapper is Green M&M. Yeah.
Silk Song, which I'm not gonna lie, I am 1 hyped and 2 kind of mad. So on the one hand, I think it's awesome. Hollow Knight is probably one of my favorite games of whatever year it came out. I don't know.
It was like 2016.
Yeah,
it's like surprisingly old.
But no, oh my god, it was amazing.
It's top tier.
I own it. I think I own 3 copies of it. 1 on GOG, 1 on Steam, and 1 on Switch.
I own it on Steam, and then I bought it for somebody else on Steam. So,
but Hollow Knight Silk Song is, if that is not I don't believe that's an expansion. I believe a standalone game.
It is standalone. It was gonna be an expansion. And they're like, sorry guys.
Yeah,
we made a full game.
Mildly infuriates me because it was promised as an expansion on launch.
Oh yeah,
and it's just sort of like, that's fine. It's fine because we're still getting it, and I like that it's coming out and it's more Hollow Knight, but you kind of said it was gonna be an expansion. However, I am also of the opinion of if it's not an expansion, it's a standalone game. So people, if for some reason someone doesn't own Hollow Knight but specifically wants to play Silk Song, they don't have to buy Hollow Knight and Silk Song. But whatever demographic that is, okay.
It's the wrong demographic. It's the incorrect demographic.
I want to play Hollow Knight, but I don't want to play as the boy.
Yeah, fucking.
Spoilers, he's not actually. Spoilers, I'm pretty certain he's actually an it.
Yeah, he's thinking he's agender.
Like, not even agender. It's not. I'd argue it. I'd argue it's even sentient.
He doesn't have a sexuality or a gender. It doesn't.
Like,
That doesn't apply to him.
I'd argue he doesn't have a consciousness.
He's a husk for energy.
Yeah. He's a redacted, because I actually care about spoilers for Hollow Knight. 'Cause that story is actually really good
What if you
and told in a really unique way.
Oh yeah,
I like how they told the story in that game.
it's very Dark Souls-esque, except with actual cutscenes.
Yeah. Although I am a little annoyed about the I'm gonna call them the Lord Souls. You know who I mean? The mask things that you have to get.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna be bosses.
Yeah, like when you go in and you see it there, and it's just like, really?
At least the
I was
bosses
so
is guarding two of them, and I think they
Yeah.
did well with the deepness portion. I think that was kind of cool.
when you get down to the deepness one that's kind of cool, but it's also like you go through all that, you get to it, and then you're like, oh.
Well, I mean, you
Really?
go through all that, you get to it, and then you sit on a bench and you get wrapped up. I
Yeah.
think that's really good. They're like, you made it, ha 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 ha. And it's really good. I like that a lot.
Well, if you bought Hollow Knight, oh yeah, like if you bought Hollow Knight on PS4 and want to play the expansion on PC, yeah, I guess that exists, yeah.
And either
But,
way,
like-
it's just more content, so I can't really be mad.
Basically, I feel I have to defend it should be an expansion, because my main complaint about Destiny 2 is why wasn't it just an expansion to Destiny 1?
Why didn't they just make Destiny 1 a better game instead of
It's like,
making two
why-
bad
like-
games?
Why did you have to make a sequel for $60 when what you essentially made was an expansion because you didn't change anything in the core systems of the game?
Can we all agree that Destiny as a series is not great?
I've never liked it. I know people who like it, and I think it's a very good gateway MMO that has first person. Like, it serves one
Yes, we
purpose.
can.
It is an MMO for people who look at MMOs and see the way it works and go, ooh, that's a nerd game for nerds, and they only play first person shooters.
That's fair.
That is a big demographic though, and I'm glad they get an MMO.
Yeah.
It's like someone in my Discord was like, "Oh, I've got to go raid." And we're like, "Who fucking raids?" Like someone else was like, "Who fucking still raids in 2019?" And it's just like, well, Destiny players only just figured out what raiding is like 2 years ago.
Yeah, literally.
Like we've been doing it for like 12 years. Man, he just figured it out.
Destiny is a grind lover's dream, and I hate grinding. That's fair, yeah.
I would say I hate grinding, but I
You
farm
play. You
and I
downloaded
should-
old school RuneScape. The fuck you mean I hate grinding?
Oh no. I'm gonna tell you one more story before we start signing off. So this is very, very short. Final Fantasy IV, great game, I love it. There is a weapon in Final Fantasy IV which is completely optional. You don't need it.
Mhm.
It's just one of those like completionist things.
Yeah.
It spawns in one area. You have well, it doesn't even spawn in one area. To get it, you need to craft an item, and to craft that item, you need 10 of another item.
Mhm.
And the way you get those items is they spawn on a creature, but they have a 0.2% drop rate.
Yes. Is it like collecting shinies? What the fuck?
Wait. And the creature that drops them only spawns in one location and has a 5% spawn rate.
It's collecting shinies.
I have that weapon.
Ooh.
And I'm not gonna lie, I dropped it immediately because I found a better one.
Is it bad?
But it's not bad, it's just, it's late game Final Fantasy. I had a build.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Borderlands is
Like,
just Destiny without PvP, but better. Yeah.
I don't like Borderlands. Hot take.
I
I
like
think
Borderlands as a
Borderlands
concept,
is
but
shit.
it's. I appreciate the game a lot, and I like the style, and I like a lot of the stuff about it. I don't enjoy playing it all that much.
Borderlands gameplay is the most mindless, boring thing I think I've ever played.
That's fair.
Like, in terms of a first-person shooter. But here it is. Borderlands is fun to play with friends. I knew someone would say that. Do you want to know why?
Yep.
Because watching fucking paint dry is fun with friends.
I can sit in an empty room with my friends and have a
Yeah.
fantastic fucking time.
We
Holy
don't, like,
shit.
I don't need stimuli to have fun with my friends.
You just need friends.
Yeah, like... I should have... Bullshit. Borderlands isn't fun with friends. Borderlands is kind of fun with friends. You know what game is fun with friends? Earth Defense Force.
Oh my god, that game's insane. I haven't
Yeah.
played it personally, but I've watched so
Play
much.
play that with like 4 friends. You're running around a city, demolishing the entire thing, killing off gigantic ants.
Speaking
Game
of,
is terrible. Physics are wonderful.
this is an important plug. This is actually here's my sponsor plug. Actually, okay.
Okay.
Here's the meme. Here's the fucking shit, right? Let me do something real quick.
I have your email.
Oh, that's fine. Actually, I don't care. You can email me all you want.
Say like, you really care? Like, oh no, these 7 people are gonna email you.
Where's the code? Monthly. Do
you have a Humble code?
I should have a Humble code. I've used it before. I don't know. Where is it?
I should probably look into getting one of those.
I don't know where it is. Cuba. Is it under coupons? 50% off Dark Souls Remastered. I don't care about that fucking coupon. I still have the original Dark Souls, and I'm proud of it.
I mean, I own Dark Souls Original on Steam. I genuinely considered it and went, wait, why? I guess I could do the new speedrun strats in the remaster.
Is there new strats?
The game's more broken than the original.
Ooh.
There is a way to skip 80% of the game.
Hold on. Let me look it up. Hold on. Humble, like, what is it? A creator? Not a creator code.
I don't know.
Referral code. Humble monthly referral program. You can found on refer a friend. Open link in new tab. Okay, here you go. I get credit back. If you want to buy the Humble monthly, use that code. I'm gonna post it in the chat a bunch of times. It has Earth Defense Force, the most recent one in there. It's fucking hilarious and fun. If you want to get that Humble bundle, use my code and I get some kickback so that I can buy more games for stream. And it doesn't charge you any more or less, so it's exactly the same.
We should totally play Earth Defense Force sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, yeah. One last thing before I go out, because I just found an image. Silk Song looks really cool. I like the lighter art style. That's about it.
Okay, real quick, before we sign off, I'm going to go grab something because I tweeted about it, but I actually want to show it on stream because I thought it'd be a good meme. Okay, I'll be right back in like 30 seconds. Give me a second. We're wrapping up. Oh, man.
I'm not entertaining his audience for him. Wow, I could just shout the N-word right now. Oh, wait, no, I should pretend like Bann's still here. Yeah, Bann, tell me why taxation is the best thing ever.
Okay,
cool.
you see, I hate myself. Bann. I hate myself, and I buy vinyl. Dude, I spend money on vinyl records.
I saw her on Twitter.
So I grabbed them, and I'm going to show them off on stream real quick, because I think that'd be fun. So I'm going to switch to... I will actually ban you? What? No, hold on.
I was chatting shit.
Oh, okay. So we're at the webcam. How's it going? That's a little bigger picture. Here's the first one I bought. It's Street Sex End Position. I can't show the back because
why not?
Because there's some minor nudity on it. But this is what the front looks like. It's the special edition red cover, and the CD inside is also red, and that's why it's like special edition. And it also has like extra art on the inside. Let me see if I can get the vinyl itself out. Comes out which side? Comes out here. And as you can see, it's got an actual like red vinyl. Street Sex, SECTS. And it's got that on the other side. It looks really sick, right? That's really nice. And it's got Death driving a car, and then in the back is the back of the car with a guy stuck in the back screaming about like trying to get out. I think that's really sick. That's the first one. It's also the genre of this album would be like industrial death metal. So second one is this cover is painful. It's Malibu Ken. It's Aesop Rock and Tobacco, or Malibu Ken. Aesop Rock is a rapper that I like a lot. He's very prolific, has a lot of cool shit. And Tobacco is a producer that he produces on analog. Like most of his music is made on analog devices, not digital. So it translates well to vinyl as well. And let me slip it out here. Maybe one. Yeah, the cover's a little painful, but trust me, it gets worse. Here's the cover, and then when you open it up, you rip his face off. Let me see if I like you actively rip his face off when you open it up.
I agree with Lazy Shock. I don't understand a word of what you just said. I know what they all mean individually, but I'm like, what?
And let me grab the vinyl real quick. That's not the vinyl. There's a couple other memes in here. The vinyl's in this little sleeve here. And the vinyl of this one, it looks really nice as well. It's got this nice blue, and it's got his eye in the center of it. So that's really nice. And then the last one, which is that album is like an electric hip hop album. It's really weird. It's not ASAP Rocky, it's Aesop Rock, AESOP. Yeah. This one is a much more conventionally popular album. Father John Misty's Pure Comedy, which is a like folky. It's mostly a folk album, and it's really nihilist and really kind of depressing, but really funny at the same time. And what I really like is it's a double LP, so it's got 2 discs, and the each disc it comes in a different sleeve that has different colors and designs on it. So like, see, this part at the bottom is a sleeve, and the record comes out of it, and you can switch them on sides. So this one has a rainbow on top. You can flip it around, and you get a red sky with a sun and a moon, and it makes the front of it look different. Same with this one, where it has this design and then this on the back with a big sun.
I have no idea, Lazy Shock.
Is he speaking Polish? Maybe. And then you take both discs out, and they're really cool in design. Let me see. This one, look at this, by the way. Just look at that. It's like misty and dusty in a way. You get like that disc is really, really cool textured, and the other one has a similar texture, but it's a different color. It's like a bronze goldeny color. It looks really royal and regal, and has the same kind of similar texture in it, which is really cool. Oh, and last thing, this came with the Father John Misty album. I gotta go grab it. If you buy I bought the special edition. I bought the special edition version, the special edition double LP of Father John Misty's Pure Comedy. You get a foil card with it. This card says Despair, and it has a skeleton blowing leaves. He has a 60 card set of this that you can buy, but it's really expensive, and it was limited edition, and I couldn't get one, and I'm really fucking mad. But I have the foil card here, which is really cool, and it's really nice, and it's like homemade and really expensive to make, and it's really neat. And those are the vinyls I bought. That's it. There you go. Use my humble code, by the way, if you want to buy Earth Defense Force. And there's my
right.
bullshit. There you go. Was that
That
cool?
was certainly the most hipster thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I hope so, dude. I don't even. I do have a vinyl player, so I'm not just like buying this shit to be like super hipster. I actually can play these.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
I can actually play these, and all of them come with like a download code for the album too. So it's not like I have to listen to the record. I can just like buy the album too, or I bought the album. I have the albums. Also, I think it was a myth. Oh, hold on, my dog's in here. Let me pick him up. I'm gonna show my dog on stream. That's the end of the stream. You want to see my dog?
Bann is so excited.
You want to see my dog on stream? Hold on. Come here, Cole. Cole, come here, buddy. Oh no, come on, Cole. Come on.
Man, he's real excited right now, isn't he?
He's running away from me. Cole, please.
I don't play on vinyl, so I wouldn't know Lazy Shock. He's gonna show us. You're gonna show us his dog.
He gets to go for a nice big walk after this. Woo. Hi, Cole. Oh, he's leaning back. How's it going, buddy? Say hi to the camera. He's got a big underbite.
Alright.
Hold on.
Well, while he has got a big underbite. While you do all your things with your stream,
Yeah.
I'ma sign out. You have fun.
Alright, see you, dude. There you go. This is like the end of it. Here's my doggy. He's a good boy. Ain't you a good boy, Cole? You good boy. He's gonna show us this dog on stream. Hub, bub, 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 bub. Standing big and tall. He's a little freaked out though. He doesn't like being up here very much. So he's gonna like hide. Oh, his dog. Nice meme. Nice meme. Okay, Cole. You can run away now if you want. There you go. There you go. That was episode 3. You idiots. Smash that follow button. I know for a fact he isn't a good dog. Oh. He's kind of a shitter sometimes. That's the podcast. I'm going to stream a little later, but I got some shit to do. Like, I got to clean up all this vinyl that I just threw on the fucking ground. After that, I also have another vinyl coming in the mail, so next week we can probably have another one on there. Haha. But it doesn't matter because he's small. Aw. Smash the follow. Subscribe if you want to. Ha. Discord. I'm gonna do all this shit. There you go. All that shit. Every Wednesday, 2 p.m. PST. Big Brain Podcast. Hitting ya in the face with the memes and the dreams. I will see you. Ooh, I'll see you next week.